InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings, InShalla. Welcome back to today's daily snippet. I am your host. I am a practicing holistic medium and subtle energetic surgeon. My intention really is to use the power of the indigenous technologies, our original blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through the realms of the elementals, the elemental highway, into the imaginal realms, the subtle energies, elements, elemental beings, and so much more, with offerings, rituals, and prescriptions to really add to your own personal juice within your container. But my goal is to truly merge the wisdom of these indigenous ways with the subtle realms and the etheric highway to assist you into navigating your prime directive, what's also known as your inner genius. Just reintroducing you to the magical being that resides within. I call myself a holistic medium. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And I just have to say, I am so in the juice of it. I hope that you are too in these river streams with me. As life is elevating, we are in these threads, our hearts opening up to receive the Great Spirit, the universal codes of our heart's value. What was flowing in yesterday should possibly be on the table, so take note of that. And if the feelings and the flowings are being blocked, then it's time to take a new stream, a new pathway. So you'll know when the gateway is open because it's going to be free flowing. There's not going to be any resistance. So it's a day to no longer literally piss on your heart's treasure. So you are the treasure, and it's time to open that chest, collecting those creative inspirations that have been locked in a vault. We all know our own personal codes to manifest our heart's desire, bring peace to our chalice today. So the moon herself, the goddess, is in her home sign in the season of Taurus. So thoughts and emotions may be resonating. The moon is on the plate of our thoughts and our attitude, our duality channel of feelings from the realm of spirit, feelings from the home, the realm of the home, communication. It's our logical mind and our intuitive mind. Those are those assets, the mind's assets. So that's where I was going with that and our foundation. But the other world is open too and holding the space for technologies that may seem a little bit otherworldly. So it's as if we are recalibrating the threads to move more into an innovative time, like the Atlanteans, the Lemurians, the Egyptians, where technology was actually in balance within the streams of nature, the world of nature. So we have the ability to stream the Lyran, say, and bring in those technologies. So just musing there, but please also do be kind and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tanya D, and go ahead and hit the bell button so you are notified. And also, if you don't mind liking the videos, because that shifts the stage for the algorithm on YouTube, and it echoes me out to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe, along with other social channels like Instagram, TikTok, my Musing with Tanya D podcast. And if you too wish to dive deeper, head on over to the Musing Corridor, where I do have offerings to assist and guide you. I am your Shah medium assistant. You really are your own healer. But on the stage for this month, I have Change Your Stars in my digital library. So if you are opening up the channels of intuition and need a guide to open your eyes and ground your gifts, you too can join at a savings for a limited time. So be sure to check that out too and share your thoughts as well. And coming up this Monday is my podcast. It's all about ritual. And we in the West are really in some need, dire need, some serious ritual, I'd say radical. I mean, recalibrating the airwaves is going to be a high priestess roundtable kind of a task. And also be sure to join or sign up for Rising of the Origins. It's coming soon. It's going to be a free 5-day immersion into all these realms. Coming out really soon, actually. So sign up for my Musing newsletter, and you too shall have the insights on this 5-day immersion. So since I brought up the constellations or the beings of the origin, the cosmic ascenders, I'm going to actually go with the messages of the language of light today, or light language, if you will. Super saucy. I always call in whatever elemental is coming in. And today we have love, our first message from the Lyrans. So the Lyrans are about the healing duality, the separation of duality, and it's kind of embedded into all of what they represent. Transcending duality, that's kind of the key to our evolution as it was to theirs. So they learned and understood this through this deep separation, a deeper separation that spanned many galactic cultures, if you will. And they evolved beyond the physicality, the physical, eons ago, And they are kind of like the original ones. But the Lyran's messages, they deepen our understanding where the mental body linearizes our heart's desires. So they assist us to support us and bring balance to transform the duality. As we naturally evolve within these universal laws, just integrating with the physical experience. And when we embody this, the change we initiate, the initiation, has a stronger foundation in which we can grow. But love, love is the core of it all. It's the greatest power, the magic on earth. It's passive, but it's a magnetic force that builds worlds through this resonance field. When we're in alignment of our true, authentic intentions, we have this subatomic pressure, and it's showing us this powerful pull. It's like a tug. So it's easy to look around and think that greed, aggression, or control are more powerful than love. But love is sometimes mistaken for that feeling, the idea of power, greed, and control, of getting something that we want. So the Lyrans discovered that love itself, that really was the source of all healing and this expansion into otherworldly creation. So love has a variety, a plethora of many forms. Some are pleasant. Some forms of love may not be pleasant for us or for you. But love really allows, even as we hold healthy boundaries that support our own personal joy. But the message here is kind of beckoning, kind of echoing to us that we examine our beliefs and our experiences with love manifest. So is it a need instead of a love? So love has no need. Even while we still have desires, love just wants to flow into fulfillment. Love has no need of a certain accepted way of life or living. Love just adores us exactly how we are. Love has no need for suppressing what we believe might be a flaw. So love just embraces us as we are and just supports us. So the language of light, if you were to pause and just tune into the language, it's assisting us to discover our core of love. It's stimulating the powerful, the blending, and also the unconditional love streams within us, while at the same time honoring the conditions of our physical world where we rested. So it's time to release the need to actually prove our value. We don't need to prove it to anyone. We're all valuable. And it depends on our garden, quite frankly. But just allowing others to be just as they are, love somebody or something challenging, while at the same time still maintaining our own personal boundaries of safety and healing those insecurities, those fears. So we're operating from a space of love. So it feels like love in the chalice, actually. Our heart's chalice. That's the center beacon of our heart center, in the center of it all, the cosmic highway. And following love, we also have safety from the Lyrans as well. So sometimes we need to discern our safety easily, and our clarity is going to come. It's going to continue to grow. But the world around us and the cosmic soup, it often teaches us that we are unsafe. And a lot of times it comes from well-meaning people, or hopefully it does, that feel that they must help us by alerting us to the dangers of the world. Oftentimes it's fear-based marketing, if you will. And there's nothing inherently wrong with being well-informed, because we're all kind of tasked to discern when it is valuable to us and for us, and when it's a form of conscious or unconscious manipulation in different ways. So our perception of life immediately affects our participation with it. So the Lyrans discovered safety really has to be nurtured within us, which then creates feelings of being capable and responding to life. So the message here is kind of reminding us that we are safer than we actually ever realized, but it's wise to often be aware of different situations that may be potentially dangerous, while at the same time being open to living and loving life joyfully in the joy. So as we interact with others, just being aware of their motivations also, without judging them as right or wrong, right? Opinions are beautiful things. And don't allow the irrational or the emotional fears to actually dominate your life. The sky is not falling. Just practicing awareness, discerning when you are not feeling threatened. And the language of light in this card is creating a deeper knowing of our inherent safety, while at the same time maintaining the wisdom of protection and the reaction and knowing when it's beneficial. So it's strengthening our ability to discern our well-being, taking us on the path of improvement. So it's time to examine our fears and determine what no longer is serving us on the platter of life, I guess, the chalice, and be realistic, be optimistic about our safety, our ability to protect our own selves, be an observer of the fear-based manipulation of the media, literally unplugging from it. I don't even know what's happening on the news because I haven't watched it for so long. I was actually musing about the other day. Don't miss anything. Don't see it. And also don't allow fear of rejection to move you away from expressing your authentic self. True to that, right? And next up, we have denial, the river of denial. Kidding. The Orions, so they're all about releasing. They had a powerful transformation, probably the most dramatic of all these particular races. They went from deep pain and separation to this redemption and connection. They found it. So a lot of the dramas and traumas on the earth plane are the soul healing from this Orion experience. Even the Star Wars saga, that was that drama remembered. The Christ story was kind of derived from the Orion experience, even though it's changed, recalibrated a little bit. But at the core of their experience was this powerfulness of victimhood and shame, or the domination and the harm that actually escalated and magnified it. So within this information, there's a deeper truth that expands life through free will, choices of unconditional compassion. So this is where universal flow is initiated into new creation. So this energy is this powerful pull. It's like a magnet that's catalyzing. It's the catalyst for change. So this courage to heal is really assisting humanity, and I think all of it really, to grow into this natural connection and elevate all of life. So we often resist these painful energies, but they are the direct path to improvement, right? So it's like the soil, when we start aerating the soil in the spring, or hopefully now, maybe the sun's out here in Utah. I'm not sure what's happening in the rest of the world. And a bursting seed is just ripe for growth, bursting up through the heat from the sun. So the Orions help us to become a clear vessel for the joy and the creation of our own life. So their energy of releasing or transforming, it works in profound ways within our own empowerment, our own embodiness. So this allows our divine nature to blossom, to bloom forth, if you will, just expanding our own personal life's potential. So that expansion is the next step in the process of ascension, which I think we all need to descend first before we think we're ascending, just an opinion. But the result of our own personal courage and clarity, the waters, so life is always supporting us towards growth in our potential. But denial is a tool of our psyche to maintain survival. So it's designed to create the empowered change as we actively evolve beyond the fear. Denial keeps us stagnant in those rivers. The ego, which is Mars, helps us navigate physically to keep us alive. Mars is also our root center, being rooted in our center to manifest. So whatever is occurring is working well for the ego. This is why people sometimes remain in harmful situations, because the ego creates fear of change. So the Orions, they discovered the only way to truly heal was to resolve the inner realm, our inner selves first, and then the outer realms to follow. So this is the gift of releasing denial. That's when we become whole. So we have this consciousness and empoweredness within ourselves. As we nurture ourselves into empowerment, denial is exposed as unnecessary for our survival. So then we move through change a lot more easily, just much more easily. So the message here is pointing ourselves to be observant. As we examine our initial and our emotional reactions within ourselves, that's where we discover these inner fears, or we have the empowerment. So it's a day to soothe ourselves into a clearer understanding of our own innate capabilities. That's where we're going to find this evidence of support more easily, just training ourselves to feel safe, changing. Like change is necessary, for life is always compelling us and moving us towards improvement, creativity. because we're all life in human form, right? We are manifesting in this vessel. So we're here to create and create with passion. But the language of light here is creating empowerment within us so we feel safe, hidden, not hiding our fears, but healing our fears. So it's assisting us to empower our love to flow freely within ourselves and others, and just knowing that we are safe to observe our authentic reactions. So self-observance is important for releasing these unconscious streams, these habits, just nurturing our ego, healing, and appreciating that it's actually doing its job to keep us alive. That's when it's going to easily relax us into the flow of being empowered. So just recognize your authentic emotions, focus on your thoughts and those emotions, and flow into appreciation. So today is a day to balance the threads of love and having those heartfelt connections. So really be authentic, be natural, be open. But I would still, however, take the time and the space to kind of distance yourself from situations that may throw you off kilter, off your own personal stage. Don't welcome any of that in. You don't want to disrupt your inner peace, your waters. So it's time to open really that otherworldly bank account, if you will, knowing that we have a value within us, a self-worth that is manifested through Creator. We all have the ability to manifest to our highest potential. Cleansing the garden is really a thing. So be around the scene, the stage of excitement, the excitement that you may have for the other. That's excitement that shines brighter to our inner light, and it actually returns. So we too have options, a few options to consider on our path of inner worth, value, planting the seeds for optimal growth in our venue, opening our heart, and putting the pieces literally on a chessboard, if you will. You can envision that. And anything on this board that really isn't in alignment with what the queen, the heart, resonates with, just remove it from the game. Get it off the game board. We shouldn't have any triggers either as well, but also on the elemental highway, which I super am excited about. Look at that. We have a new energy of the month. Woot, woot, woot. We have a yin wood snake, a yai sai. So you too may have felt the elemental shifting as we have also a yang earth horse of a day. So this is it's the feast. We got fire online, our heart, and our small intestine. So the thing about the body is it never lies. So if the tip of your nose is red, you have some skin conditions there. This is the heart reflex zone. The wrinkles on our foreheads, that's the small intestine reflex zone. So that would tell me one of two things, which I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole, but the face is a very magical way to read what's really happening within our body, whether it's emotional, physical, physical being food related generally, and we're not paying attention to our body that way, thoughts, all kinds of things, spiritual. But the snake represents the beginning of summer when the element of fire is getting stronger, the heat. Like, I'm ready for it, right? The heat from the earth, just adding or igniting the summer growth. Being that it's a peak summer day, this is when summer kind of arrives. So fire and earth are strong, making our day prosperous as well and warming it up. Yang wood is going to loosen up our day in a kind way where too much wood kind of makes fire stronger. We actually have a good balance between fire and wood. Actually, we have a balance between the yin and the yangs here. Actually, it's quite nice. So our day really needs an unlimited amount of yin water, however, to cool it down, bring moisture to the earth. And in combination with metal, it does need metal, which is the ability to produce the water. That's kind of the elemental we're missing. So our day does need metal and yin water, not the big yang one on the corner. It may wash it away, but it's a mountain, right? So our season of the month, the Yinwood snake, this brings us the charmer, possibly for the entire month, mind you. So this is a significant influence on our careers. It's in each of us, it's kind of limited to the local areas, meaning the place in which we live in, our country, where we are on the earth plane. So if it were to combine with the year stem, it really has the ability to become a global frequency, which I'm going to get to. But the charmer is smooth, a flirt. It's the seducing through conversation. So be charming today. And on the year, we also have this frequency. It comes from the year stem. We actually have another super god today. It's called the flamboyant superego. So that's super funny. So for our day, this is like indirect wealth, possibly inheritance, a resource we may have or have not known about. So this is the influence of our ancestors, our lineage, our family of origin. Its reach is global, it's otherworldly, it's far, it's international, it's distant, etc. like that. So this particular super god brings a strong creative energy, communication abilities, but it also is strong sex appeal, if that's even a thing anymore. Sex drive, it's all fire, right? So fire really, woo, gets the spark going. So these people are usually energetic, they're chatty, unpredictable even. They often use a lot of foul language, a lot of swearing, sexual innuendo, stuff like that. But they love to move, they love to take risks. However, it can also lead to the negative behaviors like addictions, losing money through gambling, which is a root center addiction. So this is more specific for men, playboy behavior, a lot of focus on sex and women being highly promiscuous, stuff like that. Just saying. But remember, young earth is the mountain and people go to the mountain. The mountain doesn't come to the people. So this brings stability and support, strong and slow to make a decision, possibly taking your time. But our mountain is strong. It's doing things on its own, laying the foundation, the groundwork, right? Kneading the soil. And these people, if this was a person, they achieve on their own. So today, you may be working alone, just a thought, creative ideas flowing. I mean, the cosmic highway is in flow with this as well, peace. So just remember, the strength of the mountain comes from the community, the family that the mountain protects. Peace within a family, so they need peace and purpose, which they actually get from family and love relationships. But being that our day is strong, I'm kind of feeling metal as a mineral for our day to give our day courage and purpose. Earth produces metal, so that is the performing element for our day. The ancestors, they're giving our day resources to perform, and they have the support from their family. So they have support also from a mate or a partner, the horse on the branch there below the young earth. And the snake and the horse, that's kind of what I'm looking at there. So the nature element, which is wood, that would be power for our day. So they are like nature in their power. So they are kind or possibly angry, hopefully kindness. Too much of a good thing, right? So ideas are great for this earth person. They have an intellect of sprouting new ideas. The fire takes the ideas and gives them a spark. And during all of this, water is the element of wealth. It's kind of far away, but it is feeding. I mean, we go from water to the wood, to the snake, to the fire. We just need a job, metal, the output. So our day is persistent. It's trustworthy. It's down to earth. It's centered. So people like Andy Warhol, Slash of all people, and George Lucas, which I found funny because I pulled the cards about the galaxy and the Star Wars. So they all have this day master, and I don't know what their super gods are, but that's the frequency of our day. So it's a day of allowing our thoughts, our chalice, to be an observer in those streams where the thoughts are flowing. Our attitude, are you positive? Are you enlightened? Are you in alignment to manifest and receive the treasure chest without any conflict on your horizon? So just opening up our heart and accepting new heartfelt intentions, the ones that elevate our spirit, spiritually, karmically, relationships, or even taking our spidey senses to a higher platform, finding balance between faith and reality and staying in our heart's chalice. The queen really gets to choose. So things are improving in the container of what our heart believes. So have you been creating and envisioning those future improvements of your creations in this current incarnation? That's kind of what's coming in on the threads here, especially with this new juicy moon. But our belief structure, the path of discovery, just be open to the magic of what you may have not been open to before. It's like, what does your heart, your chalice, just love the juice of in your current belief system? So I'm growing my channel to my heart's potential, manifesting a higher octave of value within my system. What about you? What is something you wish to grow in your daily life? So keep it super saucy. And with that, you know, our throat center is online, along with our heart, our solar plexus, the earth star. So we've got options here. I would speak your heartfelt truths from the chalice of love, add a dash of confidence. You've got this, and release it into the earth's garden. The blooms are coming. We have to keep it flowing, right? So you could use the seed sounds of the throat, the hum, for your self-expression, to be authentic in your voice, the yam channel to express your love to yourself. That's the relational channel also, relation to self, to the other, and to the world. Or even the Ram channel to open up your self-confidence, your self-esteem. It's like, where do you feel it in your body? What colors do you see? Yellow, green, blue. Yellow, the sun, the solar plexus. Green, our heart center. Or blue, the authenticity of our voice. So which do you feel, see or sense? I mean, just saying, we got a lot of juice going on. And metal, that's more whites, grays, cleansing colors, metal, right? Refinement. Ooh. And an affirmation for our day. I mean, balancing our love channel, I would say keep your surroundings sacred today. Be open in your chalice to the unlimited otherworldly possibilities. Creator is always on our side. I would literally, and I do this, subscribe to the universal channel of flow, you know, turn off the main stage. Things are kind of getting strange. But I would affirm that I am setting the stage to manifest with universe, creating peace, taking that pause and bringing peace from outside of the treasure chest. So with all of that, InShalla and Ashe, as always, blessings to you. And I'll see you on the other side. I am going to be a little slow tomorrow, though, just giving you a heads up. Have some stuff happening in the morning, but I'll keep you informed. Blessings.